So the other team that I think is in a must-win position, and this one again will surprise a lot of you, but Michigan, I think, has to win. Now, no, they're not going to fire Jim Harbaugh. He's not on the hot seat. They could go 6-6 and Michigan would retain him. But if Michigan can't get to playoffs this year, then I think Harbaugh will entertain offers from NFL teams. Okay, you have to remember this. Harbaugh's obsessed with succeeding at the highest level. He took the Michigan job, but the year he did that, there really weren't any great NFL openings. It was between Michigan and the Raiders, and he did not want to stay in Oakland, go to a team with a bad stadium, and at that point, nobody really knew what Derek Carr was. So now, this year, you can have teams like the Colts could open up. The Texans, if they don't win, that could open up. The Panthers could open up. The Cardinals could open. Those would all be jobs I think Harbaugh would entertain because they're successful franchises that have promising quarterback situations. I think he would really look hard at those jobs. And if Michigan doesn't make it this year, I think Harbaugh could very well leave the Wolverines and go back to the NFL. Ben, am I a little crazy on thinking that Harbaugh may be in his last season at Michigan?
So I think it's been pretty clear that Jim Harbaugh has not been happy the past couple seasons. He's put his heart and soul into this and has not had the success he was looking for. Completely correct. And I definitely agree that, I honestly somewhat expected him to leave last season when so many positions in the NFL opened up. And his name was thrown in the hat a couple times, and he kept saying no. Of course, they weren't the best jobs, but to your point, there's a lot coming up that could easily open. I honestly think that if Harbaugh went to the Carolina Panthers, that would be the most incredible team ever because, personally, I don't like Ron Rivera. And I think
he was almost fired just a couple of years ago, Ben.
I know.
I mean, before Carolina went 15-1 and made it to the Super Bowl, there were people going into that season going, he could be fired by the middle of the season if they aren't like 7-3, 8-2. And I mean, even that year, Ben, it was just close win after close win after close win. It wasn't like they were blowing a lot of teams out. In fact, a lot of games, they would either get behind by a lot really early or they would get ahead really early, and then the game would end up being super close and Carolina would come out on top. Yeah. I don't think he's got a lot of job security there. And if they go a second season of 6-10, 7-9, and another team in the NFC South wins, I think they would get rid of him before they got rid of Cam Newton.
No, I agree. And I don't see why they would get rid of Cam Newton. He's done decently well. He's whined a lot, and that's been disappointing. But besides that, he hasn't been put in the system to have success, and I think Harbaugh could get him there.